Don't be captured. That shut them down. That's two.
Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back, and today we're going to be reviewing the new Forsaken Exotic Warlock Gauntlets, the Contraverse hold. Now you might be wondering what that opening clip was all about, we'll get to that shortly. This is going to be mostly a PvP review, but there's something you can do with these in PvE. Now I got these gloves, I was excited, it was my first Forsaken Exotic, someone said, oh those aren't good. Now I looked at Destiny Item Manager, they have a 1.1 star rating out of 5, they have bad reviews. It seems like a lot of players just don't like them, saying that the exotic perk is random, therefore not good for your everyday setup. Now these gauntlets, they haven't really gotten much love, so it's my job to present information to you guys, give my thoughts and opinions, that way you can make an informed decision. Personally, I feel that these gauntlets have a place. They are special, I use them heavily and have great games with them. They are specifically for the Void Walker. They state improved charging for void grenades. Is exotic perk, Chaos Exchanger, resist incoming damage while charging your grenade with Chaos Accelerant, Feed the Void, or Handheld Supernova. Charged void grenades returning a random amount of grenade energy on a hit, and a lot of players have been hung up on that, but the truth is, the random energy that you get back on a grenade hit is the icing on the cake. So let's break it down. Resist incoming damage when charging void grenades. This is the important part of the exotic. This is the pathway that leads to you making plays. When it says resist incoming damage when charging your void grenades, in-game in the Crucible, that translates to while you're charging your grenade, you take 40% less damage. And I want to run some footage past you guys to show just how insane that is. This is a regular custom game, no light level advantages. It's important to note though, when you have this exotic on and you're charging your grenade, you have this purple aura around you. So it's not like players don't know that you have this exotic on. And when you're shooting at a Warlock that has this aura, you know that they're taking less damage. Let's start off with this. The Chaperone does 275 damage on a headshot at base. That's a lot of damage. When you're charging your grenade, it does 165 damage. You can tank a precision Chaperone shot. And the Chaperone does well over 300 damage while Roadborne is active. It does 193 with Roadborne if you're charging your grenade, so you can survive that if you wanted to if you're running 7 resilience or more. What if I told you that you can tank a sniper headshot? Because it can. A fast-firing sniper like Alone as a God, you can tank that headshot. The fast-firing ones it will make do 181 damage while you're charging your grenade, and any sniper above that that hits any harder, you're not going to tank. Say you're in a charge battle with another Void Walker, you can tank Supernovas, you're going to win that battle. A Titan is beelining towards you. If you're charging your grenade, you tank any and all shoulder charges. It tanks a 45 impact shotgun to the body and to the head. It tanks shotguns like the Badlander, and I won't go through all the shotguns because if you can tank a Chaperone, you can pretty much do all of them. When you're charging your grenade, they have to triple beat you down, not double beat you down. It tanks proximity grenade launchers like Play of the Game, even aggressive frame proximity grenade launchers, it tanks those. It tanks fusion rifles. Well, except for the Telesto, because it's the besto. But the whole idea behind all of this, when you use these gauntlets, it's centered around tanking damage. It's knowing that you're taking 40% less damage. And there's various ways to use that. When I need to cross a doorway or an open area, I just jump in the air, glide to the other side. While I'm in the air, I'm holding my grenade. I would need to be team shot to be taken down. And I even get out of those situations sometimes. A high impact hand cannon does 91 to the head, it does 55 while you're charging. High impact scouts like the Jade Rabbit, the Cut and Run, they're a 3-shot kill in the Crucible. They do 66 to the head. It does 40 to the head while you're charging. So they would need to land 5 headshots as you gain your new position. That's just not happening. The other day I put out a gameplay of me using the Trinity Ghoul bow loadout where I got a wee round of medals 3 games straight. I edited out some of the one-off kills, but in that gameplay you can see me doing this. I was using this exotic. A lot of times when I had gaps to jump in my rotations, I did it from the air, charging my grenade, taking little damage to get my new position. If I know someone is coming, I start charging it. If they rush me while I'm charging, I'm just supernova them. It has a very high success ratio now because of this exotic. The tanking damage while you're charging gets me out of bad situations. Here shortly, we're going to quickly cover the 3 trees using this exotic, and I will elaborate on that more. In its simplest terms, when you have this exotic on, you put yourself in a very good position to win 1v1s if you're throwing that supercharged Nova at them. In the simplest terms, you don't think about it, do what you do with the handheld Supernova, and you come out on top a lot more. But I'm telling you right now, these gloves have a lot of utility. Some of the things that I went over in the testing section to show you guys, you won't see every game, but there are a lot of things that you will. What I do see every game is shotgun rushers, I see aggressive players, shoulder charges, players that back up when you rush them. What's nice about having this ability is number 1, the ability to tank, and number 2 is what you can do after that tank. So let's talk about the 3 trees and the application of this exotic. The first one is the worst one to use. Don't use this one. Attunement of Hunger. The only thing that you can do with your grenade after charging it is eating it to get Devour going. If you eat it, you don't get any hits on your grenade. If you don't get any hits on your grenade, you won't get grenade energy back. If you don't get grenade energy back, then you missed the whole point of the exotic. You would have to throw the grenade. Best case scenario is you charge it to tank damage. If you get close to dying, you just eat it to get your health back. But even then, it's not a good application. Next up, the Attunement of Chaos. This is our Slovo Bomb tree. This is the one where you charge your grenade, making it more deadly and more effective. The exotic states you get back a random amount of grenade energy on hits. I thought, awesome, scatter grenade, here I come. But it doesn't work like that. Even though you get a lot of hits with scatter grenade, like 95% of the time, it only counts as 1 hit for your cooldown. Then I thought, well, we can get 2 or 3 Axion bolts going. We can test it out. Again, I tried it. I let 1 Axion bolt hit an enemy, I had the other one run away, that way it hits 2 or 3 seconds later and the grenade cooldown didn't budge. The only one is the Vortex. For whatever reason, the Vortex can count for multiple hits, but for it to do that, you have to throw it at a stationary enemy, some bosses actually, or into a group of enemies. And this is our small PvE section. You can get that second tick to get going, to get the grenade right back a lot of the time with the Vortex in PvE. I haven't tried it in PvP just because it's so stationary. It might be good for zoning out and people might run through it a couple times and you get your grenade back that way. The other saving aspect of this tree is Entropic Pull. Strike an enemy with this melee ability to drain enemy's life force to recharge your grenade. This perk gives roughly about 50% of your grenade back. So say you get your grenade hit and the random return gives you 40 or 50% back, melee an enemy and your grenade is back. The best for PvP and mostly all around is the new Attunement of Fission. We have handheld Supernova there. It has really good range. It can one-shot. The flip side is we have Dark Matter. That buff is good for a couple seconds after you get your Supernova kill. Void ability kills grant health, melee grenade, and class ability energy. That tiny window of Dark Matter buff goes with the random grenade energy that you get back, so you get a little bit more. On the exotic itself, the perks are random, mine are perfect. I got Shotgun Scavenger for my Chaperone, but in the mid tier, we have Enhanced Momentum Transfer. Causing damage with your grenade greatly reduces your melee cooldown. A mental note here, guys, exotics, raid gear, be looking out for the keyword enhanced. And exotics are hard to come by. A lot of players are getting old exotics, they're bummed out about that, but check those. Check to see if you have an enhanced perk. Like for me, the Enhanced Momentum Transfer, when I cause damage with my Supernova grenade, it gives me back about 50% of my melee cooldown. That's a huge swing. So how does it all fit together? How do you use it and why do you use it that way? We talked about the tanking. Don't get swayed by the whole random grenade thing. That's icing on the cake and that can actually be improved on. If you want that whole process to go faster, you can put on grenade mods, and that's the real end goal for this exotic. If you have on 3 grenade mods, your entire grenade cooldown is 43 seconds. If you have on 4 of them, your entire cooldown is 39 seconds. So say you get a grenade hit that gets back about 50% of your grenade, so not a full charge, it's going to be back within 15, 16, 17, 18 seconds due to mods. That's ideal. And you can use this thing to get out of a lot of situations. You can use it to push, you can use it to be aggressive, to be defensive. As an example, if I see someone firing a rifle, I get right up in his face. Like right here, I just blink at him. There's literally nothing he can do about this. He doesn't have enough damage at all to take me down. There's nothing he can do. Even mid gunfight, like right here, I see that he actually stops to rush me because I'm using a bow. He brings out a shotgun. Not only do I tank his Dustrock Blues, but I tank his Archstrider melee a little bit, and I actually forego throwing the grenade, uncharge it, and then I shotgun him. Right here, I get into the thick of it, and by the way, bar values are different from what you see and what they see as far as health and damage taken, but I get in this bad position, and this Titan punches me while I'm charging. I turn around and I see him just run off with his overshield. He probably thought that he killed me, but he didn't. I throw my grenade charge on someone else, and I live to see another day. And there are some clips that I'm showing just to show what's going on. I'm holding it for way too long, but that's just for show, to show you guys the damage that I'm tanking. So in an in-game situation, if I see that he's using a weapon like a Crimson or a Pulse, I just immediately throw that Supernova, like you would anyway, because there's nothing he can do. I even stalk them down a little bit sometimes in the gameplay, just to show you guys. And one of the most useful ways to use this is using it to push up, to take aggro, and my team just gets the kills. It's been one of my favorite things to do. I'll be first up in a fight, I take lead, jump or peek near cover, hold my grenade, and tank damage for 1 or 2 seconds as I get behind cover. Like right here, I hear the enemy charging a fusion rifle, so I get right up there, tank it, my teammate comes around and gets the kill. We get the position, we start going for B, and when I'm tanking that damage, they're just easy targets for my team. Lots of utility with these gloves. There are situations where I know that they're rushing. I'm just waiting for them. I start charging. I throw it when I know that they're close. It's simple. Your best move and the #1 tip is to jump backwards, jump, glide, or get in the air, use your vertical space as they're closing in. This makes their shotgun do less damage because you're increasing the distance you are away from them. This can avoid shoulder charges. Very crucial to take all of this to another level. This new subclass also has the fastest hold time. When you hold your grenade, it has the shortest duration to get it charging. It's fast enough that if you know that they're coming straight at you to shoulder charge you, to shotgun you, you can hold it to try to tank it. Completely flip a gunfight. You can do so much with this. It can all but guarantee position on, let's say, a B flag, guarantee a push that you need, or in a situation where you need to get a kill in comp. There are a lot of things that you want to do with this, but there are some things you need to watch out for. There are 2 things that you really need to watch out for out of the gate. So you aren't tanking supers, okay, so nothing like that, but #1 is a shotgun beatdown. That's going to get you. A lot of the time you can tank the shotgun, release the grenade, and be okay if they're coming in. The Supernova has a long range to it. You can control that engagement, try to control the distance, but if you hold on for too long and they get close enough, they can get that shotgun and the melee. Best case scenario is you do get the grenade off and you at least tie. #2 is waiting too long to release. The majority of the time, it's a quick take some damage, release the grenade. You're vulnerable when you're in that throwing animation. The time it takes for you to release all of your supernova to get out, him throwing it, if you wait too long and they're drilling you, they can get you while you're in that animation. When I use this exotic, if I'm in CQC, 99% of the time the grenade's being released and I'm trying to get the kill. Most of the time I get the kill. Other times I'm charging to tank damage. Useful to get away when you're low on health, useful to take aggro, useful to get into position. I use it to close gaps to get around corner. If they throw a grenade right at me and I'm next to cover, I charge it to tank it and then reassess. If they don't have a shotgun and are using a scout, a hand cannon, a pulse, they're done. The key though is to control the distance. I can't stress that enough. The key is controlling the engagement, controlling the distance. In conclusion, the Contraverse hold isn't about the grenade regeneration. It's about tanking. It's about getting into position, and if you play the encounter properly, you're going to come out on top. 40% damage reduction is no joke. The idea behind it is use that damage reduction to win an encounter. Win the encounter, you get some grenade energy back to do all this all over again. We went through some of the things that you can tank. It's about your decision making. As far as the grenade recharge, it's random. 10% back, 30, 50, 90. You can add things like grenade mods. They help tremendously. 3 mods is where you kind of want to be to have your grenade a lot, to use this exotic the way you want to use it. Add perks like Ashes to Assets, Impact Induction, causing damage with your melee gives you your grenade. The new Attunement of Chaos subclass with the handheld Supernova is 100% your best choice for PvP. The top skill tree with Vortex is the best PvE option. Knowing that you take 40% less damage, one of the things I like to do most is take aggro. I take it when I move into my cover, my teammates just shred them. One of the best things you can do. If you do have this exotic, mess around with its tanking abilities. You're going to start getting a feel on how, what, and when you need to start doing things. The tanking abilities allow you to win the 1v1 a lot when you throw your Supernova. Very high success rate. The key is controlling the distance. The Supernova again has a very, very far reach. Get in the air, create your distance, move away from them, rain it down. Most of the time they can't even get close enough to you. Work on your timing, notice what weapons they have. If they don't have a special weapon, easy kill. It has a very high ceiling. There's probably a lot of things that I didn't go over, and there's probably a lot of things you guys can come up with, ways to use it. Let me know in the comment section what your thoughts are on the Contraverse hold. If you enjoyed the video, a positive rating is always appreciated. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. We have a nice group down here. You're more than welcome to come hang out. Thank you guys for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.